Hi everyone. Today we're just going to have a look at how to optimize and sharpen depth maps for use in LightBurn. I will say this tutorial, I'm going to be using a fair few paid applications. I still haven't found a free one that does this effectively. The software we're going to look at is SculptOK and Topaz Labs. With SculptOK, I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial. There's so much data available for this online already, but we're just going to go over it quickly. So there's three options here. You've got this Sculpt Pro, you got 1.5, you got Sculpt Pro and Color Image. Now Sculpt Pro will cost you 4. This one here will cost you 4, and then Color Image will cost you 2, and it'll give you 4 options, as you'll see here in a minute. I'm just gonna grab, I gotta do this queen anyway, so we'll just do it. So it's basically gonna come up here. When you do it, hit draw. It'll take a little while to come up. While that's waiting, I will just say this is my way of doing it. There is people who have different ways of doing it and different programs, and some people will agree and have different opinions, and others will, have their own way of doing things. But we're just going to look at doing it this way. So as you can see, the most amount of data on this one is probably going to be this one here as the start. You can't really see that planet behind there. You lose a little bit of data down here, but we'll do a 3D preview just to see. Actually, we should be able to bring that back. We'll use that one. So we're just going to download this one. So as you can see, we have the data in the background there, which is what we want. Yeah, that'll work. That'll be okay. So that's SculptOK. If you want to know more about this, there is, like I said, there's heaps and heaps of people online that actually physically do a lot of this. There's a lot of options in here. I just use this though. I don't really get into the whole the other little bits and pieces of it. So it is just going to be what you want to do with that. So I'll just quickly grab that coin there, and then we'll open up our Topaz Labs. So I've already done it here. So with Topaz Labs, you get it, you just drop it in. As you can see, it's pretty clean, but there's still a lot of detail missing, as you'll see here in a second. I turn autopilot off and then select the filter, because otherwise autopilot adds stuff and just becomes a problem. So we're going to just do a sharpen. So this is a side-by-side comparison of exactly how much data you lose. This might actually be a little bit better of a way of showing you. So you can see here, when you bring it in, how much extra data it's clipped out. They add a lot of blur, like Gaussian blur, when they do SculptOK, I would say would be the better one, but they all add way too much blur. So when you look at it, we've gotten a whole heap of this data back. This data down here, yeah, I mean, this was a pretty good coin to start with. We're just going to export that image, save. But we are actually going to take a look at this other one that has a heap more data in it, which is the one that I put on the Facebook groups. And we're just going to take a look at that because that has a whole ton more data. Let's go into depth maps. There we go. So as you can see, this one here has a whole bunch more data. got little bits and pieces here. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison here. Obviously, those of you who have seen it have already seen how this works. Sharpen. I've always found that the default blur that it takes away and adds is more than enough. But as you can see, look at the data that it retains. It is so good. There's a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can view the whole image, the whole viewpoint side by side, or on the one, and then just slide it across and go, oh yeah, okay, that's good or bad. And then you can adjust how much it actually adds here. So you take it away, you put way too much in, and it starts looking funky and weird. It added 68. As you can see, it retains all this data. It doesn't make anything funky or weird. If you see some funky or weirdness, you can actually drop the sharpen down till it comes back. But I think, yeah, I think actually, about there works. Once you've done that, you just hit export image, and then you're good to throw it into LightBurn. LightBurn actually processes this image way better than this image. This here is just a mess. You'll get no clean lines, whereas this here is perfect. Once you actually do it, all of this data shows up as within your 256 grayscale image. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do some research on depth maps, coins. Whenever you do layers, I'm going to select 40 layers. Well, that's not enough layers for a depth map. You should really have a minimum of 256 and then increase it by 256 every time. So 512 for, doubling up on the layers. All right. If you got any questions, feel free to chuck them in. I'll see if I can answer. Thanks.